What is it about lap number 1 at Arizona? I mean, seriously, Phoenix International Raceway, this was 2006. Johnny Benson gets sideways. It happens again tonight.
How similar did that look to what happened tonight? Although Johnny kept his truck out of the outside wall, and we know the result of the race. He won that race.
Coming to the green flag again at Phoenix International Raceway. Out in front.
Green flag.
Kyle Busch will now lead the field to the green. Johnny Benson starts in the back of the field, and Ron Hornaday still behind the wall working on his truck.
Brian Scott is all over Kyle Busch on that start. He's wanting to get him some of that lead, isn't he, Phil?
He sure is. What a great job he's been doing here lately. Wants to get maybe his first top 5 of his career tonight.
Again, Kevin Harvick in that number 2 tonight here at Phoenix. He'll be making his way up to the front, we would expect. There's Johnny Benson. Again, had to restart at the back. He came onto pit road when pit road was closed, but it wasn't a big deal. They wanted to make sure that that truck was ready to get back out on the track.
And remember, right now, every truck that Johnny Benson passes is 3 more points. Every single truck till he gets up towards the top 10. Every truck right now is 3 points. He just got by Michael Annett in the 9. He's going to get by John Wood here in a moment.
And I think it's really interesting to see. It'll be interesting for us to see what kind of truck Johnny Benson has tonight. You know, we've documented the last couple of weeks. He's been dominated by Ron Hornaday. As Ron's team and Ron work on his truck down in the garage area, let's see what Johnny Benson had for Ron tonight. Is that truck tuned up? I think if it is, that'll gain them confidence as they head for Miami next week to try to win this championship.
But Michael, wouldn't you right now, if you're Johnny Benson, be really, really careful, really conservative, because he knows that Ron Hornaday's in the garage area.
Well, and Johnny is a smart race driver. You know, we talk about that all the time. He's gonna use his head, and he's gonna take care of that truck. But he needs to make some ground up. He knows what kind of truck Ron Hornaday's had at the mile-and-a-half bank tracks lately. He needs to get every point he can, so he's got a cushion when he heads to Miami.
How about this battle for 5th right here? We have Eric Darnell and the 2 of Kevin Harvick. Now, what do you think Kevin thought when he came around that racetrack and saw that 33 truck like it was?
Well,
unbelievable.
Kevin's built an incredible team. They've won lots of races, and he's a race car driver. You know how easy it is, Phil, to just make one mistake, and sometimes you make that mistake and you don't have to pay for it. You get away with it. Ron made a mistake there, and he had to pay for it.
We saw a couple years ago, Johnny got away with that mistake. Unfortunately, Ron did not get away with it tonight. There's Johnny going by the 15 of Kenny Wallace. That's a battle for the 21st position.
I think introductions are in store. I'm Rick Allen, and you are who again? Did you just say something about a driver being careful or cautious or conservative?
Absolutely. When
what are you
there's a
talking
championship on the line, well,
he wants to win this race.
Well, I'm sure he does want to win this race, but he needs to do it carefully.
And he is right now doing just what you said, Phil. He's tiptoeing through these trucks. He knows if he dives down into the 3rd corner underneath another truck and that truck doesn't give him room, he could spin out too. So he's got to tiptoe inside of trucks as he's making his way toward the front. It's not time to be aggressive for Johnny Benson right now. He knows he's better than a lot of these trucks he's back there racing with. He just needs to put them behind him and then work his way toward the top 10, and then he might have to get a little aggressive.
And meanwhile, the 2 of Kevin Harvick gets that 5th spot from Eric Darnell.
Well, we heard Kevin talking in pre-race. He's got a great truck. Yeah. He said, I just didn't qualify it at all. I didn't do my job qualifying, and I think it's evident he drives around Darnell up into the 5th spot.
How about that 59 truck of Terry Cook trying to have another good run back-to-back? Finished 6th last week in Texas with a great run. Going to try to back it up with a top 5 here. There's his Team ASE onboard right there for Terry Cook. Harris Trucking, Jim Harris, the owner of this truck.
It's been fun to watch Terry jump in that 59, reunite with Jim Harris, and then have some success. Oh, yeah. They clicked right off the bat.
Yeah, it didn't look like they missed a beat from when they were working together before.
It looked like he and Danny Rollins are really on the same page. Danny, the crew chief on this 59 truck, and doing a terrific job here right now, running 6th. As we go back to our leader, the 51 of Kyle Busch.
1.5 seconds, the difference now between Kyle Busch and Brian Scott, 1 and 2. As you see Ron Hornaday climbing back into that truck. A lot of work that still has to be done, but they're getting ready to make their way back out onto the track. Here in the desert, just outside of Phoenix, things get crazy on lap number 1.
Crazy.
Our points championship is going crazy with 2 to go. Hey, NASCAR fans, come out and witness the crowning of this year's NASCAR Sprint Cup champion at Homestead Miami Speedway. Ticket packages are still available, starting at just $55. Visit www.homesteadmiamispeedway.com/SpeedTV or call 1-877-515-7223. Mention the speed offer and you will automatically be entered to win a pit road upgrade. Kyle Busch out in front of the field. Brian Scott, an impressive run for him, up in second. He's about 2 seconds back there. Scott Speed third, and Kevin Harvick, the man on the move.
We talk about Johnny Benson. We talk about, there he is right there on our screen, being a little bit conservative. But, Mikey, he is 16 seconds behind our leader right now, Kyle Busch.
Yeah, things happen in such a hurry in NASCAR these days. There's no taking it easy. You'll find yourself a lap down. It happens that quick.
We talked about conservative. Is that conservative?
Not real. Not real conservative.
And look who pokes their nose inside there. Kenny Wallace driving on the inside of Johnny Benson. Johnny since has gotten around Kenny and
is following David Starr.
Trying to catch back up to David Starr.
Ray, what have we found out about that 33 team?
Well, they've just got one more thing to do, and that is talking. Oh, we have the caution on the racetrack coming back to me in just a second, guys.
All right. It looks as though a caution on in turn 2. It's Russ Duggar in that 89 who brings out the second caution of the night. This one doesn't include both of our championship competitors like the first one did.
That's incredible. I'm telling you, I never cease to be amazed when we watch these Truck Series races.
And so again, they are working feverishly to get that truck back out on the racetrack.
Rick Wren was checking up underneath the rear of the truck to see. We heard about the rear track bar, the bar that holds the rear end in place, being bent. Truck
Ray
arm
Dunlap.
bent.
Yeah, and Michael, that's exactly what I was starting to say, is they didn't have that track bar quite tight on the left side, so Rick Wren crawled under there to do that. They've got all the bare bond on. They welded bars on the front and the rear. They've got that all put back together, and Hornaday says he's going to check it out, make sure it'll steer okay. They bring it into the pits here to put a little bit of fuel into it. They've got brand new tires on this thing, and they'll be back to the track. I'm not sure what lap we're on. I'm sure you guys can tell us there, but a very, very monumental amount of work got done on that 33 truck in a very short period of time.
Yeah, we're right now, we will complete lap number 30, Ray, and obviously Ron has only completed 1 lap, so he will be 29 laps down. But the important thing is he's got to keep going around this racetrack, and he's going to look for these guys to have trouble and fall out. Every truck that falls out, that's 3 more points that Ron's going to get.
And I'm impressed with the job this team did. Look at this truck. It's bent, it's bruised, but it's pretty much all there. If they've got the wheels pointed in the right direction, they did a great job of getting that thing tuned up and back on the road.
Which that's what Hornaday's doing right now. He's making sure everything's pointed in the right direction.
If you wonder why this truck looks like this, I still can't believe it.
Let's take another look. This is lap number 1. Hornaday on the inside, Kyle Busch on the outside.
We're 3/4 of a mile into this 150-mile race here. Ron Hornaday down on the inside of Kyle Busch, gets loose. They make contact. Ron bounces off the outside wall, slides back down the racetrack, get hit real hard by Jared Fitzpatrick.
And, you know, as a race car driver, I love what Kyle Busch does here. Look at the separation he gave Ron Hornaday. He didn't go down in there and make Ron squeeze to the bottom to try to upset Ron's truck so he could lead that first lap. He said, let's go have us a race. We'll go down here and we'll race this thing out. I bet you Kyle could not imagine what happened to Ron, as I can't either.
It has been amazing. Ron Hornaday trying to make it back out on the racetrack. He's 29 laps down to race leader Kyle Busch. We'll be right back.